This is why we push ownership
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. Because when somebody else is cutting your paycheck, they have control over you.
Facts. Yep.
And that is a big reason why we wanted to become entrepreneurs in the first place, is because we saw this. We saw how I lost my job, and that was a domino effect of not being able to pay my bills, not being able to feed myself and feed my business and do the things that I desire to do. We live in a capitalistic society where we need money. Money is a need in order to fulfill our other needs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have someone who's cutting that paycheck for you, they can control what you do, what you say, what you post, how you live. They get to
Mm-hmm.
control you because they are fulfilling a need that you have.
Yep.
Hello, gods and goddesses. Welcome back to the Black and Abundant podcast, where we are talking all things Black abundance and how our people can elevate themselves in every area of their lives. We are your hosts. I am Nia, and this is Jamal. How you doing today, baby?
I'm feeling, and I'm being great. Hey, we back.
We're back. I'm
We
so
back.
excited.
Hey, guess what? Did y'all know that we are the number one podcast in Alabama?
We just established this about 5 minutes ago.
Facts. Period. It
Yes,
is.
that is what we're doing. That is who we are.
Hear it now, see it later.
That was a whole bar. That
Mm-hmm.
was a whole bar. I
Yeah.
just want to, before we even go anywhere, I just want to apologize to all of our active listeners for the fact that we have been missing for like a whole month.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to know that it has not been in vain. First of all, we had some unforeseen circumstances with our equipment, and we now have a new setup.
Mm-hmm.
Equipment wise, it's nothing new here, but equipment wise, we had a lot of conversations with a lot of different people and a lot of Best Buy employees that helped us
Mm-hmm.
figure out what we needed to do in order to make this work. So we're back. We're good. We can only go get better from here. We can only go up from here.
Yeah.
But we've been grinding. We've been trying to get you guys some good stuff, get some good foundation going with our businesses so we can have more to offer for you guys, so that you can get connected with us and take some more value from us and this podcast and everything that we have to offer.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to take 2 steps backwards to make 5 steps forward, and
Yeah,
that's exactly what we did. We just had to take a moment to just kind of regroup and learn trial and error, figure some things out. But that's life.
that is
That's
life.
entrepreneurship. But we didn't stop. So we back. Like you said, we got a new setup. And let us know, how is the quality of things? How do we sound? Does it sound better? Is it whack? How's the camera? Like, let us know what's up, because
If you
y'all
got
grow.
tips,
Yeah, tips, all that. We love feedback because y'all
right,
growing with us. We are still like in the beginning stages of our journey. But I'm telling you, like, we ain't stopping. Ain't nothing going to stop us. So,
right. We might go back a little bit, take a little step back, but we're not going anywhere. So
mm-hmm,
just know that if we disappear for a week or two or a few,
yeah,
we coming back. No worries.
for sure. Oh, y'all notice anything different?
What you do?
What we do?
What do we do? Oh, the merch. Check it.
Duh.
Bro, if you are not looking on YouTube, first of all, if you are one of our Apple Music or Apple Podcasts or Spotify listeners, I'm gonna need you to go head over to
Yeah.
YouTube and subscribe, because Spotify and podcasts don't pay us. I'm just being real.
Mm-hmm.
Just being real. We would love for you to go check out our YouTube channel, but also you can see the nice stuff that we be putting together, like these awesome sweatsuits. Okay, we finally got the manifested merch live on the website.
Yes,
It's
sir.
nice and embroidered. We got new colors. I'm wearing olive green and he's wearing salmon. I don't
Yeah.
know what, I think
Yeah.
it's like dusty rose
It's
actually.
Dusty Rose, but this Dusty Rose is
It
fire.
is.
It
And if
look good on me.
you haven't checked out the sweatpants,
Oh yeah.
gotta lean a little bit, manifested on the leg.
Yeah,
It's also embroidered, so it's high quality stuff and it's super comfortable.
for sure.
Like, these are really soft.
Yeah. I'm rocking with it. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I was hesitant at first to be wearing like pink and stuff because I never wore pink coming up. But when you think about it, that's more of a, like, the world kind of deem men as, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say when it comes to
Pink
wearing
is a
pink.
feminine color.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's
When you
not.
really look at it, like it's really not a feminine color. It's a dope ass
Yeah,
color.
it look good on you.
Appreciate that. Appreciate
It
it.
brings out
Definitely.
your skin.
Hey, thank you. You know what I'm talking about. Black men take care. You feel me? But I'm rocking with it. So we have all different types of colors. You remember
Yeah.
what they are?
I know in the sweatsuits we have black, like a dark red, a dark blue, and these two colors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you just want like a hoodie or a sweatshirt, we have this awesome Carolina blue.
Fire.
That Carolina blue is so hot.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. And I think we have like a tan color as well. We
Mm-hmm.
have white. So not only can you get the manifested embroidered in white, you can have the manifested embroidered in gold. Cause
What?
yeah, you didn't know that. It's in gold. So if you guys know, I started manifested last October and I was doing everything like groundwork. Like I would have to order the sweatshirts myself, take them to the print shop, like actually buy the prints and have him put them on there, stay with him while he did it, pick them up, or
Mm-hmm.
like it was a lot. And I shipped and packaged everything myself. And Manifested was just doing so well that it required so much time out of me. And I had to keep all the inventory at my house.
Mm.
Like I had a bookshelf full of inventory. And it's just hard to keep a lot of inventory and keep everybody satisfied. So now I've decided to go to drop shipping route. So instead of doing like the gold sparkly print, which you may see um, from old merch, which every now and again I do get some old merch, but
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to catch me in person or you'd have to reach out to me and ask specifically for the old merch so that I can get it made for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the standard color is gold, so I had to throw in some gold embroidery in there.
Fire. Hey, two things, Queen. First thing is I want to give a super salute hand clap. And if y'all listening, tuned in, y'all need to do a silent hand clap, do it in your mind or do it physically. But hand clap to you for making it over a year when it comes to manifested, period. I want to definitely give you your
Thank you,
roses with that
babe.
you're staying diligent, consistent, and persistent in that journey. And look where you are today. Look where we are today. Like
Mm-hmm.
manifested, period, is on its way to being a global brand all around the world. Like y'all are literally watching that right now as we speak. So
Thank you.
1 year in, many more years to go. And the second thing, I have a question. So why did you decide to go from having inventory at home to um, drop shipping?
Yeah. So, first of all, I forgot to say this. The old website, I started off at manifestedperiod.com, but I actually shut down Manifested because it was becoming too much. And I was trying to work a job and it was getting to a point where my customer service wasn't on point because I was, forgetting certain things or I would mix up the inventory because I had to go manually track the inventory
Mhm.
myself. And or I would accidentally send someone the wrong size, or I'd take forever to get them their stuff because they ordered something that I didn't have in stock. And now I had to go get it printed and then send it to them, which I always stayed in communication with the customers, but I just always felt bad
Mm.
because I wasn't delivering as fast and as efficient as I should be. And that's what I love about drop shipping is that somebody can go and purchase something off the website and someone else like a manufacturing company prints embroiders does all that and ships it right to your door and it's a lot of it's not what's the word material waste. So because they print everything on demand or like sew everything on demand, there's no wasted inventory. Like I still had two XLs and XLs just sitting around and like smalls just sitting around because nobody wanted that size or needed that size in that particular color.
Mm-hmm.
So this way I don't have to carry a bunch of inventory and I'm not responsible for packing and shipping. So you guys get it when you're supposed to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just all around
Yeah.
more efficient.
So it not only takes a lot of load off of you, but also increases your customer service too.
Mm-hmm.
It decreases error and whatnot, and also gives you the time and energy back for you to focus on other things to help expand and grow and give our family members, customers a better experience when it comes to manifested period, right?
Right.
So I think that's a whole bar in that and when it comes to entrepreneurship, because now looking back, that makes more sense to do that than instead of having an inventory full of just stuff.
Now, I will say I do miss having manifested on hand, which I was going to talk to you about this at some point, just investing into some of the old manifested with the the gold sparkly print on it. But having some old stuff on hand, because we do network a lot. We do go to events a lot. People always ask me to do pop-up shops because they know that manifested period exists. People in town, we had a friend yesterday at our Friendsgiving asked me, do I have any larges left? I'm like, I think I have like 3 sweatshirts left. So let me go see if one's a large, But I do like having that on hand because it just is that personal touch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I might have to get some of them.
Yeah, that's a great rule of thumb to have, just having material on hand for that personal touch. There's nothing like just personal communication with your supporters.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, I didn't want to, slide past that because I think that's a great growth thing, going from one level to another, because see the transition. We're going from working our way out of being a hustlepreneur. And the beautiful thing about my queen is that she had a dream and vision, and she jumped, did not know what to do, how to go about it. She just did it ugly. And she did the best that she could with where she was at the time being. And now, a whole year later, look at where she's at, the growth. Now she's thinking differently, making different moves, because not only she went through a lot of trial and error, you learned a lot in the journey. So you're moving differently. You're a better, more well qualified entrepreneur. You're thinking bigger now, so you make a different place. So for those who are starting on their journey, don't think that you have to have it all together or start here or whatever. Like, make the jump, and you learn what you need in that journey. So I just thought that was important to share to the new entrepreneurs.
Most definitely. And I'm just going to preface this by saying this episode is probably going to be a full episode and a mini-sode. And since we've been gone for 4 or 5 weeks now, I thought to just post them at the same time. So now you have 2 pieces of wonderful content from us. But this is probably going to be part of the mini-sode.
Okay.
And then we'll probably do the intro again and have the big one. But I just wanted, if there's any like weird transitions or skips or anything, I just want y'all to be prepared, because we are going to chop this. I have a feeling this is going to be long. So a mini-sode and a full episode.
Let's get it.
But anyway, going back into entrepreneurship, because what I wanted to talk about for the mini-sode today is ownership. And of course, I want to get into the whole Kyrie Irving situation. We're definitely going to talk about that. But I wanted to touch on what we were talking about earlier about Abraham Hicks.
Okay, let's get it.
So yesterday we had a Friendsgiving, and it was dope. It was so dope. We did a vegan potluck. So everyone brought something, but a lot of people, we had a lot of fruit. Let's just say that we had a lot of fruit, because asking someone to cook a vegan dish for 21 people is intimidating. That is intimidating, especially if you aren't vegan.
A lot of the people weren't even vegan themselves.
Right.
So it was a challenge for them.
And that's what we wanted, because we ourselves, we don't invite meat or dairy into this household, period. And for us to have it in our home, we wanted to respect the standards that we have of our home as well, and encourage our friends to step out of their comfort zone and do something new.
Yep.
So there were some awesome vegan dishes that were brought. It ended up being great.
Yeah.
It ended up going so smoothly. We got everything that we wanted to accomplish. We got everything that we wanted out of it. So I'm just very appreciative about that.
And so proud of everybody who participated. Y'all did really well. Great job.
Yes. But one thing, the reason why Friendsgiving was so special is because I felt like everybody in that room needed that, because a lot of our friends are entrepreneurs. I think maybe that there was 1 or 2 people in there that did not own a business, but everyone pretty much had some type of business or side hustle that they have going on. So a similar conversation that I was having with our friends is that it's been difficult out here. Like, the world of entrepreneurship is not easy, and seeing how we're all in a bunch of different industries, but we're all experiencing that same type of like turmoil, that same pressure, that same stress in our business endeavors, that says a lot. So one thing that I made a point to talk about was just practicing gratitude in the midst of the journey. So Jamal and I had a conversation yesterday morning where I expressed to him that as a woman, I'm supposed to keep the peace. I'm supposed to keep everything high energy in the household, because if I crumble, then he crumbles. And if he crumbles, the house sinks, you know? So as a woman, it's my duty to keep a positive manifestation environment in this household. And I feel like I haven't been upholding that as of late because I'm just stressed.
Hmm.
And it's because of just where we are in our entrepreneurship journey right now. We're in a very transformative, foundational building type period right now. So it's very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamal was telling me how we we can't have our heads down. We got to keep our heads up right now. We have to stay elevated, because if we go down, like if the way that we feel about what we're doing is negative, all we're going to do is attract negativity.
Right.
So one thing that I started back doing yesterday was listening to Abraham Hicks. And if you haven't listened to them, then you need to go do that, because Abraham is the whole reason why I started manifested period, and how I really got through the hardest period of my life. And you'll hear me tell my story a bunch. I always tell my story, but I feel like my story is what helps people
Of
connect
course.
with me. So, but either way, Abraham talks a lot about like our power and the power of manifestation and the law of attraction. So I was listening to a video yesterday, and our biggest takeaway was that as an entrepreneur, there are going to be things that are negative. We can't avoid the fact that there are negative situations, facts that exist. Like if your business is not performing how you want it to, it's a fact that it's not performing how you want it to. You can look at the numbers and see that. But the law of attraction isn't about acting like that's not happening.
Mm.
Like one thing that I can be honest is stressing me out is that Jamal is like, we got to get that money. We got to bring in some money. And that fact stresses me out. Like that fact hurts me. And what she was saying was, don't focus on the things that hurt you, even if they're true. So I'm not denying the fact that we need to make money, but I'm choosing not to focus on that reality because it doesn't make me happy. The whole point about the law of attraction is feeling good about the things that you desire. So instead of focusing on the fact that we need to make money, what we need to be focusing on instead is the fact we've been entrepreneurs for 6 months and we out here thriving. You
Mm.
know, we've been doing the thing. A lot of entrepreneurs, full-time entrepreneurs, don't make it to 6 months. Let's just be real.
Clarify. 9.
9
Yeah.
full-time?
Yeah.
Well, you start working with Yaki in May.
Okay. All right.
And
Okay.
I stopped working as a teacher in May.
Okay.
So that's 6 months.
I was thinking from the time I left my job.
Yeah, his 9 to 5. Now he been out of his 9 to 5 for a minute,
Yeah.
but he was doing some part-time work. So
Gotcha.
full
Okay.
time out here, like nobody writing us a check type. We're not
Okay.
employees. We're not an employee of anyone for 6 months. So the fact that we've been doing that, focusing on the fact that we have businesses that people love, that people need. We have need-based businesses that are in the process of being built right now. And I just want to plug you a little bit. Can you tell them what J School Capital is?
Oh, J School Capital, the number one financial education, the number one financial empowerment company in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
It's
What
on
do you
the
do?
way. Speaking it here now, see it later. So basically, what J School Capital is not only credit repair company, credit repair building, but we also help new aspiring entrepreneurs who are interested in starting their own business get set up properly and structured properly, so they don't have any type of things that can hinder them for getting the necessary funding for their business, because there's a lot of mistakes that new entrepreneurs make when it comes to positioning their business.
Yeah.
So we do that for you on top
Yeah.
of the other things as well. So
Don't you do credit repair?
yeah, say credit repair as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so credit repair is a main staple of J School Capital, repairing our people's credit
And building it.
and building.
Yep.
So yep.
Side note, I feel like that heater is loud.
Turn off.
Will you be upset?
No, I won't. But I don't think it'd be loud. I don't.
Okay. Now, when we stop this and there's like a noise in the background, I don't want to. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like,
Well,
well, let's just start audio, I guess.
live and learn. We know not to do next time.
Y'all, he got this heater over here blasting. I really hope that y'all cannot hear that.
I
I
can't.
really hope.
I don't like to be cold. I like to be in my warm environment.
I understand, baby. I understand.
Y'all understand?
Okay, babe. All right. So what was I talking about? Oh, another thing that we're doing that we're in the process of, which you can go ahead and start reaching out and expressing interest. But we are starting a marketing social media management
Ooh.
firm. So people have already been reaching out to me about this. JSCO Capital is something that he's spearheading. Our marketing business is something that I'm spearheading. I'll drop the name later on.
Yeah.
But we do both of these things together, but
Mhm.
we understand each other's expertise.
Right.
And social media management is something that I've been doing for 2-3 years now. And I've just been mastering it. If you see with my content, and people ask me, I literally had someone text me earlier and was asking me a question about like the best times to post, and if you should post today or Wednesday or Thursday or whatever. But people are always coming to me about, content strategy, how to actually go about editing your content, how to make your content, posting and all of that, how to really take it to the next level as a social media influencer. And one thing that we're recognizing is that a lot of people are building businesses now. Like
Mhm.
entrepreneurship is becoming even more, what's the word? I wouldn't want to say saturated, but there are a lot more entrepreneurs being birthed
Yeah.
nowadays. And every single business out there needs marketing. Every single business out there needs a social media presence because that is the way of communication and selling and bonding with your clients and customers nowadays.
Mhm.
So, because I have been studying this for a while, I always get people that want my advice and want my expertise on these things. And I've been pushing it away because I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. But I recognize that this is a skill that I've put more than 10,000 hours into. So I
Mhm.
know that I guess, an expert in this field now. So I guess this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be done. I recognize that it is a need-based business. So it is coming about. We
Yeah.
are in the process of building that foundation right now. We're working with some really important people to help us put that in place.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm excited.
Me too.
Oh, I forgot one more thing
Well,
in regards to J School Capital. Yo, I offer free credit repair services as well. Free. FREE free.
Free.
And I knew you was gonna do it.
I'm sorry.
JSCO Capital offers free credit repair service. Hear that. Just click the link, go to jscocapital.com. It should be right here and look into that. Yes,
Bet.
free.
All right. Also, you can book a free consultation with him as well.
And a free consultation. So let me just clarify that. So when I say free credit repair services, where I have a system to where you can do it yourself. A do-it-yourself free credit repair service. Now, I offer done for you services myself, where I fix and repair your credit yourself. You can, go and sign up for a free consultation, like she said. So whatever the way that you want to go about it, that's on you. Just go to the website and choose for yourself.
Yep. Bet. Now, the reason why I wanted to take time to talk about our businesses is because I want this mini-sode to be about ownership.
Mm-hmm.
You see that both of us are in a place where we are establishing need-based businesses.
Yep.
We understand that entrepreneurship is becoming very lucrative and that everybody's starting a business nowadays. So what do they need to be successful? They need credit. They need to establish an LLC. They need to establish their business. They need funding for their business, unless they want to pull everything out of pocket, but you don't have to. You can use other people's money.
Yep.
OPM. They need marketing strategy because you have to find a way to connect with your customers and clients. You might have a great business idea, but it's nothing if nobody knows that you exist.
Right.
So you have to build your brand and have a platform. So we understand these things as entrepreneurs because we're understanding that we need these things.
Right.
And as we come across these things and we recognize that we need them, we know that other entrepreneurs need them. But there are a lot of need-based businesses out there. And if the panoramic taught you guys anything, is that you have to be adaptable. If you don't have a need-based business, it will fail. So do you have something, a skill, a product, a service that people need?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important too. And why? And let's bring up this Kyrie Irving situation and the pickle that he's found himself in because he is an employee.
Yep. The employee of the NBA.
Take it away, babe. You
Yeah.
lead.
Well, as you all see what's going on, man, Kyrie is getting shout out to that brother, man. That guy, man.
Yeah,
He much respect, bro. Holding it down. And he just catching a lot of flack for he didn't really do anything.
he really did.
He just a human being just like us, who has a major platform, more influence. But all he did was just share something with the world. No, he didn't say anything more about it. Just share something with the world that he was looking into. He was like, oh, let me just post this, share it, get more exposure to people about this. And people who don't look like us just took it as an offense.
Which
Literally
is
took it as an
stupid.
offense that he was trying to promote
Semitism.
Semitism, which that wasn't the case at all. So, but of course, they look for any opportunity to make an example out of people, out of our people. And that's exactly what they're doing. So,
And I just want to, because if anyone watched this 3.5 hour long documentary, which I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that are criticizing him have not,
right.
but this documentary, what was the name of it?
Hebrews to Negroes.
Yes, we actually watched most of it. I will say most of it. We got to go back to watch the latter end, but as we were watching it, it was simply educating our people on our history. By
Mm-hmm.
our people, of course, we mean our melanated Black folk. Okay, it was educating us on our history and the roots of the true roots of Judaism and Christianity and what our people were really doing back then and how we were oppressed in certain ways. And as we were watching this, we were like, so why are they mad?
Right.
What? Where is the anti-Semitism? Like, what's going on? So I had to Google it. I was like, what? Why are people mad at Kyrie? Why are the Jews mad at Kyrie right now? And it was saying that the film promoted anti-Semitism, even though it never clearly stated that, by basically saying that there are Jewish people involved in controlling the big corporations like the media.
Mm.
But my thing is like, ain't that true?
It's the facts. It's the truth.
Ain't that true?
It is the truth.
And that the Jewish people were involved in the oppression of Black people. You don't see many Black Jews nowadays, even though we started that.
Yep.
But why?
Yeah.
Because why? No. Because people that don't look like us basically took our stuff and called it their own. And now are criticizing us for saying that it was ours in the first place.
Mm.
And it's not even that we're trying to oppress, or that the film, if you watch the film, it's not even trying to oppress white folks or Jews, like white Jews. It's not even saying anything racist. It's not even like what it's stating facts.
Facts. Why are you mad at the facts? That's what I can't wrap my mind around.
And I remember it said that also that there are Jewish people in high society who have admitted into satanic worship. Like they're apparently, which I don't know the actual people who did this, but the documentary claimed that there are people who have written books admitting to the fact. So again, if that is true, why are people mad about that? If that's
question.
true, like if there really are people in Jewish high society who have admitted to satanic worship, then how is that a lot? Like, why are they mad at us for just stating a fact that they did it themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I don't know. why are why are they mad? Why would you be mad about the facts? Like, help me to understand. Like, write in the comments, why would you be mad at something that's factual? It's something deeper. You're in denial.
Or it's not even in denial. I don't, I personally, this is just an idea in my head. I don't even think that it's the Jewish community that's upset.
Okay.
I think it's the 1%. They're the real ones that are mad.
But ain't the white Jews the 1%?
They made it seem like the everyday, you know, Jewish community was upset, but I really feel like it's the 1%ers
Okay.
that are mad.
Who are probably more likely Jews. Jews own Hollywood. Jews own these big major corporations.
Right.
But I see what you're saying.
But the reason that what I'm saying is that the everyday Jew probably don't care.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. The problem is that Kyrie pissed off the 1%. That's the problem. Kyrie pissed off the 1% by shedding light on something that could expose them. And what they had to do was tighten the reins on it a little bit.
Yeah.
They dog got a little loose, so they had to tighten the reins on them. Because you see, if you look at what they're making him do, this is so stupid, y'all. This is so stupid. But not only is he suspended right now,
Yeah.
but they're like he's already apologized, even though he had nothing to apologize for.
Yep.
He made it very clear that he's not anti-Semitic. He made it very clear that he cannot be against his own people. If he knew if he knew his history, he could not be anti-Semitic. He said that. But they wanted him to say, I'm sorry so bad. And it's not because he had something to apologize for, it's to make an example out of him.
Yeah. And even tie that back, do you see the similarities? I'm about to give an example, but it's the same thing. It's just slavery in a different form. The NBA is a big ass slave plantation.
Yeah.
But the thing is that they're paid, but they're still enslaved
still
to this
owned.
corporation. Like this corporation is slavery. So tied back to, if we go back a couple hundred years ago, imagine being on a slave plantation and you have all the slaves working for the slave masters. And in return, they get to live, they get to eat, they get to have shelter, all these different things. Then you have different tiers of like the type of slaves and whatnot. But then you have that one who chooses to be open-minded, who chooses to do something that's outside of normal, what everybody else is doing, who has guts to expose their people and try to help their people, or try to run away, or whatever that may be, however you want to look at it. He does something and he sheds lights on something that kind of shakes something up. All right. Let's say he runs away, whatever, and they got him. And they get him, they get ready to hang him up, put his wrist things together, and they about to get ready to whip him or whatever. And it's like, we'll keep you alive. We'll let you back onto this slave plantation if you do these things. Admit that you are wrong. Admit that, like, who's your slave master, or make an example. Everybody else is watching you.
Everybody else is watching them tear down the strongest person in the group.
Exactly. And we would not stop beating you until you not humble yourself, until you bow down.
Yep.
They're just trying to get him to bow.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
He stepped out of the norm. He tried to teach our people, educate our people. And the fact that there are Black people that are against Irving right now is just the saddest thing that I've ever seen. Because how can people be so brainwashed to go against a brother who's doing nothing but trying to help our people? How can you be so brainwashed by the 1%, by the white man, that you would stand against a brother who's doing nothing but trying to help you understand who you are?
Exactly. Yep.
But that's the world that we live in today. You recognize there aren't many NBA players standing beside him. Why? They don't want to lose their job.
They getting paid by the slave master.
Why would they step out? If the slave master is beating the biggest man, the wisest, the strongest man on this plantation, beating him down making him bow down. Now everybody else is in fear.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody else don't want to step out. Now he's the example of what happens when you try to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
When you try to step out, when you try to do what's right to help the people,
Yep.
you get broken down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they're doing to him right now, because all this stuff is unnecessary. The fact that he has to donate $500,000, the fact that he has to go publicly apologize and have meetings with Jewish leaders or whatever and get educated. Are you serious?
Yeah. It's, you see it. It's a prime example that anybody with common sense would know that's stupid.
He didn't even say nothing. All he did was share a documentary that impacted him.
No.
People say racist stuff every single. I can't even count on my fingers and toes and Jamal's fingers and toes how many racist effed up things Trump has said.
Mm.
Can't even. But y'all trying to hire this man to be our president again next year. Like what? Does it make any sense? Make it make sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all, but y'all, it's just really important for y'all to. I encourage y'all to wake up and truly understand, like, these people are not for y'all. They don't have y'all back. When I say those people, y'all know who I'm talking about. These entities and these systems and corporations, these businesses that we give our lives to, like these jobs and all these things, they don't have your best interests at heart. And we're talking about the 1%. The last thing that they want is to have an awakened mass group of people, because that's how they are able to uphold their power. They have to manipulate a mass group of people for their betterment. How do you do so? You keep them in a low vibrational state. You keep them dumbed down. And the elite 1%, they're called the untouchables.
Mm-hmm.
The untouchables, what they do, they own the biggest corporations in the world. And the biggest corporations, the most influential person is not the president of the United States. It's not those big time elite people. No, the most influential entities are these media companies.
Because they're the ones that are educating us and
Yes,
putting out information. They control the facts. They
they
control
control.
history.
Yep, they can. If that's the number one way that they are able to control a mass group of people and having them thinking a certain way, having them being dumbed down.
Yeah.
And when that one person understand that those ones, such as a Kyrie or
Kanye.
Kanye catching a lot of flack, but to be real, I'm just keeping it real. I'm not. He says some off the wall stuff,
He
but I'm
do.
not even mad at the brother, because if he just harnesses energy and really just
He got to work on his
work on a
words.
couple of things, but he ain't stupid. He's
He
not
not stupid
crazy.
though.
He
Yeah.
sees what's going on. He understands what's going on in his society. But when you have those who get it, like these corporations, man, it's just a big slave plantation, and it shows in different forms. Nike is a big slave plantation. The
You
NBA,
see all these people
NFL,
that drop
yeah,
Kanye and Irving. Why?
yeah,
Because they're owned by the Untouchables.
yeah, for real. And when you have that one that does something that's out of alignment, that goes against their agenda,
You got to
you're
set
a
that
threat.
example.
You're a
Yeah.
threat. They got to do something to make an example out of you, to put you back in alignment, and have you to think that Kyrie is
It's the
crazy.
bad
It's the
guy.
bad guy. They
Yeah.
have to do that, because if you don't, you're gonna blow their cover.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
And
what is? Oh, go ahead.
what?
I was gonna say. So what do we do? What do
That's
we
what
do
I was
about it?
literally about to say.
Yeah.
And this is why, again, going back to what I said earlier, this is why we push ownership
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. Because when somebody else is cutting your paycheck, they have control over you.
Facts. Yep.
And that is a big reason why we wanted to become entrepreneurs in the first place, is because we saw this. We saw how I lost my job, and that was a domino effect of not being able to pay my bills, not being able to feed myself and feed my business and do the things that I desire to do. We live in a capitalistic society where
Mm-hmm.
we need money. Money is a need in order to fulfill our other needs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have someone who's cutting that paycheck for you, they can control what you do, what you say, what you post, how you live. They get to
Mm-hmm.
control you because they are fulfilling a need that you have.
Yep.
This is why we push ownership
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. Because when somebody else is cutting your paycheck, they have control over you.
Facts. Yep.
And that is a big reason why we wanted to become entrepreneurs in the first place, is because we saw this. We saw how I lost my job, and that was a domino effect of not being able to pay my bills, not being able to feed myself and feed my business and do the things that I desire to do. We live in a capitalistic society where
Mm-hmm.
we need money. Money is a need in order to fulfill our other needs.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have someone who's cutting that paycheck for you, they can control what you do, what you say, what you post, how you live. They get to
Mm-hmm.
control you because they are fulfilling a need that you have.
Yep.
I'm mad that Kyrie apologized. I'm really mad that he did that because fuck them, but at the same time, I understand that if he does not, which I don't know what Kyrie has, I don't know if he owns other businesses or have other endeavors that are bringing in money, but I really feel like even if he didn't, he can build that right now. He can, with his platform. It's not like everyone's against him right now. He may feel that way. He really may honestly feel that way, that everyone's against him right now, but he's not alone. And
Mm-hmm.
there have been a lot of people that have stood up and said, "You're not crazy." And I'm pretty sure if he was to start something, a business, he could really use this as an opportunity to build something. He could say F the NBA. I know he loves basketball. I know he does. But if he really wanted to, he could start something himself,
Yeah. I
which I
will.
don't know his situation, but
I will say this, Kyrie. I got to hear you feeling, but Kyrie, he's not stupid. Kyrie is very brilliant.
yeah.
I think he has taken the time. He noticed the opportunity of like this could really be a revolutionary moment for our people, and I think that he understands that. And I think that he has taken the time to strategize, and he knows what's going on. There's a lot of things that we don't see, or
Right.
may not have yet become aware of what's to come in regards to his strategies and stuff like that. But I think there's going to be more to come down the road. So I feel like I want to say he's playing chess right now. So
Yeah.
that's what I hope he's doing. And I'm just sitting back and watching because I value Kyrie's energy. You know what I'm saying? That's
He's
one
so
thing.
well spoken.
Yeah, there's just something about him, and I'm just
Yeah.
going to just put my faith and trust in that,
Yeah.
and just bank on that. So I'm just going to sit back and observe and just keep watching.
I really, when I saw that list of demands, I was like, I hope he doesn't. And I know he already made the $500,000 donation,
Yeah.
but I really hope he doesn't do the other things.
Yeah.
I really hope so. But again, it might be all in his plan,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know. But I say all that to say is that we have to create our own things, or else we can fall victim to being controlled by the untouchables, the 1%, your boss, whatever. Because at the end of the day, your boss's boss is a part of the untouchables, or your
Yep.
boss's boss. Everybody is reporting to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is likely in the 1%.
Yeah.
So the best thing that we can do is create our own.
It's a must for you and your family to think ownership. And I have to share this as well, just a reminder to our people that you must remember that you are hardwired. You are programmed to be an employee for somebody else. If you do not believe me, why is it that this educational system is structured in a way for you to be an employee and not think ownership? If that was the case, then they would be pushing ownership from the time that you start kindergarten.
Yeah.
Everything is all laid out in structure. Your path in this life is already laid out for you. If you
Mm-hmm.
live in the United States of America, the United States, which is a corporation, by the way, and you are owned by that corporation through your SSN, your social security number. But that's a whole nother. But but yeah, think about it. You have somebody that's telling you what to do and what to think. You have to sit in a classroom for hours at a time. You have a bell that goes off that tells you when to go to the bathroom, when to go to the lunch, when to go to the next class, something that's triggering you to telling you what to do. And that same type of model transfers over to the work life.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're not taught how to own. But why is that? Because you are just a pawn in their plan. That's what you were born for. You are born just to be a pawn to their what they're doing.
They're just trying to keep themselves rich at the end of the day.
Exactly. So we're here to, as we get bigger and bigger, this is our message. Like here, ownership, Black ownership, people, our gods and goddesses, kings and queens. You are destined for greatness. You are the original. You are the first, and you have the power to manifest and create whatever that is that you desire. But in order to do so, you have to wait the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I understand that these jobs are not for you. If you have one source of income, tell them if you have one source of income, what, baby?
It's too close to zero.
Too close to zero. Why are you banking on this one source of income? Why are you your whole livelihood? You just one accident away from being on the streets and one accident just being in a effed up situation. Why? It's not a bad thing if you don't think like that right now, but if the moment you come across these words, it is your responsibility to fix and change that. Because once you become aware, you can't, I ain't gonna say that you can't go back, but you are a plumb down fool if you decide to go back to your old ways and not do something to better your situation. We're telling you, wake up.
Yeah.
It's time. So,
and I will say, when you decide to make that decision to be an owner, when you make that decision to become an owner and to step away from being owned, you will be tested.
Oh, yeah.
You will be tested. And I want to share my experience with you guys and how I knew that it was time for me to step away from my job and start to do my own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that I've had my own platform for a while now. I've been an influencer, I've been a public speaker for a minute, and I've always spoke out about controversial things. I've never been afraid to talk about a topic. And I do my own thing. Like I'm a supporter of young adults, meaning that I make a lot of my content for young adults. It's not meant for children, obviously. But either way, you guys know I was a school teacher. I was a high school teacher at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a student who did not like me. And I was a cool teacher. Y'all can just imagine. I'm a cool teacher, especially high schoolers. I was teaching 10th and 11th graders. So I'm obviously the cool teachers. I'm the one that they actually feel comfortable with and that they can relate to. And I spoke a lot of life to them. But this one student did not like me. I taught a very hard course. I taught engineering. So it was a very fast paced class. And I let it be known in the beginning, but I also let it be known that all you have to do is come talk to me. I value communication more than anything. And if you build a relationship with me as your teacher, I'm going to make sure that you know everything that you need to know to pass my class. But this one student, he was not doing what he was supposed to. Literally every single day, he would not take notes. He would just put his head down and go to sleep in my class. Obviously, he was failing my class. Obviously. His parents saw that he was failing my class. In the first 9 weeks, they emailed me about it, and I was transparent with them. I was like, I mean, he just hasn't been doing his work very well. I think he ended up not even turning in a paper, like a big paper or something. And they were like, oh yeah, he just fumbled the bag. He'll do better. He'll do better next 9 weeks. Next 9 weeks roll around and he does the same exact thing. And all of a sudden they are peeved that he has an F. Like, it's almost like, oh my God, he's failing this class. He's been failing this class all semester. And you guys blamed it on him the first 9 weeks. But now that it's about to go on his report card, now that it's about to be his semester average, now y'all are mad that he has an F in my class. So basically what they tried to do was prove that I was an unfit teacher, just so that they could push his grade to passing. They tried to prove that I was an unfit teacher. So what they did is they went and found my Instagram and they complained to administration that I'm not fit to be a teacher because I'm negatively influencing the students through what I post on my Instagram. So now I'm getting called to the principal's office and they're telling me they got the lights off and everything. They had a lamp on. They were trying to make it more comfortable for me. They were talking softly. They were like, you can't post this. Your stuff, you talk about adult things on your platform. You dance on your platform and it's provocative. We think that you are negatively impacting the students. Y'all keep in mind, this is also the time where I started to go viral, where I had a video that almost hit 1 million. It was like 900K. This is around the time that I was going viral. And they were telling me to stop, to control what I'm posting on my platform, meaning that I can no longer talk about adult content. And you guys know that I talk about relationships and self-love all the time. Part of relationships is sex. A part of that is conflict. It's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies, the things that I talk about. And I'm not about to stop doing that. And I was using a lot of trending sounds, and trending sounds have cuss words in them. They telling me I can't cuss on my platform, and I'm a grown ass woman. You telling me I can't cuss on my platform? Mm. All because this one student said, or all because these parents were trying to convince the administration that I was an unfit teacher in order to pass their child. So they basically told me, either you get with the program or you go. Because at the end of the day, them pleasing the parents is more important than them pleasing their teachers.
That would be so hot, bro.
I was pissed. And that was the day that I decided, I guess I'm not teaching no more. I was pissed about it for like, every time I would see that student, I get pissed off. I've never wanted to put my hands on somebody so bad. I'm just being real with you. Like that really made me mad that he would do that. Especially when I gave him so many chances. I let him retake tests and I sat with him and I worked with him. And the fact that he did that, like, that was just so vindictive and messed up. But at the same time, I'm even more mad at the administration that they did that. And I understand they have people that they report to. Yeah. And those parents are the type of parents that would have taken it to their bosses and would have sued and made a big deal about it, because those parents did have dropped hints in meetings that we had, dropped hints about suing. So at the end of the day, like I said, your boss has a boss that you can have the coolest boss in the world, but at the end of the day, they have a boss. Yep. And they have a boss. And you have to please those people. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep this job? Do I want to stop being a social media influencer? Do I want to regulate what I post? And I had to for like a solid 2 months, and I hated it. I had to regulate my social media until I put in my notice that I was leaving. And it was hard because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I had to control what I say. And y'all know that's not who I am. Yeah. But I had to make a decision.
You had to choose. You had to make a choice between, okay, do you want to continue to be a good nigga? A good passive nigga? Or you want to break free of the chains that's been placed upon you in the form of these jobs and the chains that's on your mind? You said, I'm up out this mother. I'm dipping. I'm gone.
Please make it make sense to me, because the choice was obvious to me. I've been building this platform. This platform does not have a cap. I can make I can make my brand as big as I want it to be. I can bring in as much money from my brand as I want. Y'all have heard of the teacher salary. It ain't nothing. Yeah. And it takes years and years and years to even get to a point where you're making 90, if you even get to that point. Yeah. So the choice was obvious. Either I can have this chain and also have a ceiling on me, on my potential, or I could not. Ownership is the obvious choice. All right. It's just that we've been programmed to think that it's not.
See, that's the thing, though, Queen. You're making the decision to unwind the programs that's been placed upon you, which is, can be scary, but you were at the time and continue to do so. You're bold and brave enough to be like, nah, fuck that. You see the plot. You saw the plot. You see what the plot is, and you are building something at the same time. Back to entrepreneurship, you're building something at the same time while you had your job. And it's just so that while you were building something for yourself to have your own ownership, this entity, this thing that was bound to control you, started to show its ass, and it shine light on how this thing is and how it is out here in the world. Like, these people don't care about you
They
at
don't.
all. I wanted to ask, like, these parents, what was their race? I'm just saying, put
If
a
y'all
vote.
can't see my face right now,
Right.
you know what race they
Look,
were.
white supremacy at its finest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is what it is. You can't beat that. But you can, but why try to fight it?
Yeah.
The best way to fight it is being like, nah, go create your own. We don't need y'all.
Yeah. We
We
don't.
don't need y'all.
I let it be known. They needed me way more than I needed
Yeah.
them. There are not many engineers out there who want to be teachers. Trust me, they're not. And the teacher that ended up replacing me, the students have been messaging me complaining.
Yeah.
I was a rarity, and I stepped in and saved them when a teacher quit in the middle of the year. So I understood that they needed me way more than I needed them.
Yeah.
And that's a position that you want to be in. If you've gotten to a place where you need your job more than they need you, you know that there's something wrong.
But that's what they want you. They want you to think that you need them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you had the experience. That experience was a life-changing blessing now that we think about it, because it woke you up even more. It put that fuel, that fire into you. Like, nah, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of here. Let me focus on creating my own. That's how you're truly going to get your power. And we need more of our people to come across that understanding. But it's hard to do so when not only you're operating out of such a programming, but these jobs has the hugest influence on your livelihood, your survival, your livelihood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's really hard for they conceptually they hear what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. Like, yeah, woo, ownership. Ooh, like, yeah. But I'm not finna Luke just cut my paycheck just go, oh, ownership, and I know I got a bill due next week. You know what I'm saying? But number one, that's life, you know. But we're saying what you can start to do is choose not to be stupid going forward, like going forward. Choose not to be stupid. Know what's going on. Understand, like, these people ain't for you. These jobs ain't for you. You need to be creating something now, not next week. Now, let's go ahead and start building these things for ourselves now and build it up so you can make that transition over at some point. And then let's put our resources together so we can build our own empires.
Babe, I'm about to make an executive decision live.
Oh, shit.
So I hope you rocking with it.
You're an extension of me, baby. So whatever come out your mouth, you know, I'm already rocking
Whatever.
with you. So
don't act like we don't disagree.
You better make it good if we lie.
Yeah.
You better make me look
it's
good,
good.
baby.
It's good, baby. So if you are in a place, or you're like Jamal just said, I got bills to pay, like, yeah, woo, ownership, but I got things that I need to do. And like, you feel stuck. You're wanting to make this transition into ownership, but you don't know where to begin. We know a thing or two. We know a thing. For us to be out, a lot of entrepreneurs don't make it past 6 months. I'm just being real. But we're out here and we're doing the thing, and we have no intentions of going back.
Right.
So talk to us. We offer mentorship.
Oh, straight up.
And that's the executive decision that I just made. We offer mentorship. You cool with that?
Oh, that's great. Okay. We're on the same team.
But what?
We offer mentorship services. Yes. I was going to say, I've been kind of.
I know you've been doing it, but I feel like it hasn't been like a established thing. Like, it's just been like people that come to you occasionally and ask for help.
Yeah.
But we need to establish that as like a thing.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Paid mentorship services, 90 days, 90-day mentorship services. And you're going to need to invest into yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job.
One thing that I would do is that same link that you can use to book a credit consultation. I would just use that to book a consultation to just talk to us about your plans, what you're wanting to do, your goals. and seeing if there's anything that we can do to help you or any game that we can give you along your journey. And if you decide that you want to work with us, then we can talk about that too. But if anything, we would love to just have a conversation with you and give you free game.
Yeah. For sure. What's the price tag on the mentorship services?
We're gonna talk about that one.
All
I
right.
ain't
I
gonna I
already
ain't
got a
gonna
number in
establish
mind.
that live.
And I just want to make it clear, it's not about us making the money. This is not for us. This is for you. And I'm only working with people that are serious. And I know that you're serious when you pay. Because when people pay, they what?
Pay attention.
One more time. When people pay, they what?
Pay attention.
Facts. And that's for you. For real. And that's why we are where we at in our journey. We're going to the next level because we
Pay.
invest heavily into ourselves. We about to drop a bag right when we get off this call.
Literally. For mentorship.
For mentorship. Another bag. And we're excited about it. And it's a necessary bag that we need to drop because we know we're gonna make it back.
Yeah. We know that he's gonna take us to the next level.
Exactly. And it's a continual life entrepreneurship thing. We're gonna continuously be doing that.
And think about every time that you invest money into a mentor, you're also investing into them investing into mentors. Like if you are getting mentored by us, you are tapping into all of the knowledge that we've spent. I'm gonna be real with y'all. We didn't spend at least 50 bands.
Oh,
at minimum
Easy.
on mentorship in the past year. Just this year.
Just what, 10 months alone?
Yeah.
50, 60, 70.
Yeah. Just on mentorship. So just by investing into us, you are also investing into all of these other mentors, millionaires that we have been tapping in with, and the knowledge that we've been gaining from them.
Yeah. And that's, we can't stress that enough.
Yeah.
The real play here is pay for speed. Pay to expedite the process. When you're paying for mentorship, you're not only just paying for speed, but you're also paying to put yourself in a position to negate error. That's really important because you can go out here and do it yourself, which that's the dumbest thing that you can do. Pay for mentorship so you can get the knowledge and understanding of how they think, but also you can get insight on how to move strategically so you won't make as much errors. You're going to still make mistakes, but I would rather for you to make a little mistake over a lot of dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
Make strategic mistakes.
Yeah. Strategic mistakes.
There you go. Make strategic mistakes. And then you can, when you have a mentor, you can just go to the drawing board with that mentor. Not only when you have access to them, you're building a relationship with that person. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You're building a dope relationship. And then who knows what that can turn into down the road. And with this relationship that we're about to invest in, we're looking to this be like a $1 million relationship, $1 million business relationship. We see it already.
Yeah.
He literally said this.
He literally, right, on the call with us. He saw our grind. He saw our motivation. He saw that we are not playing with this thing. And he made it clear, like, come work with me and we can turn this into a joint business endeavor. A multi-millionaire looked at us and was like, we could turn this into a joint business venture.
Yeah. It's like, and
what?
But why though? Because it's like we had a business. What's that word? When you have a business plan or something, we shot him the vision of what we're doing.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
that's the vision that's worth investing in.
I see that. And he has the resources and tools to turn that business vision up. And that's why it's like, oh, okay. But another thing is like what you bring it to the table.
Yeah. We got to make sure we on our P's and Q's as well. And that's what we expect out of our mentees. Yeah. I'm not about to be working with somebody who I'm just giving game. And they just wrote it in a notebook, put their notebook on the table for the next time we give them game. Yeah. Now we need people that execute. Yeah. It's nothing more frustrating than having mentees that don't work.
Yeah. You know, because our time is the most valuable thing that we have, because think about it, we're taking away time from ourselves, our businesses, our families to invest into you. Not saying that's bad, you know, we don't look at it as a bad way, but like just give us something, like make it work. Yeah. You know, like we want to see a return on when we give our time away. Yeah. Because we don't get that back. You get money back, but you don't get those minutes and seconds back.
And I want to go back to like when you pay attention. I noticed this with when I used to teach dance classes. When I did, like, when you had to pay $10 to come to my dance class, like, I would have more people show up because it's like they paid, so they committed. They gonna show up. They gonna.
Committed.
When I had free classes, free 99, nobody showed up.
That's wild to think about.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Are you serious? It's because when you offer things for free, people don't see the value.
Yep.
They think that it's free value. Like the value is free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
When you put a price tag on something, it shows that you have something that's worth paying for. But even in the mind of the person that's paying for it, they're like, okay, I'm paying for this, so I know I'm going to be getting value out of it, and I know that I must commit to it. So it's not like we're being buttholes by charging for our time. It's a simple fact that we know if we don't charge for the time, you ain't going to take advantage of it.
It's a slap in the face to us, but it's also a disservice to you.
Yeah.
It's for you. You ain't paying for us. You paying for yourself.
Yep. We
Drop
gonna get
that
the bag.
money. Pay. What you already putting your money towards things that's not giving you return in the first place.
Yeah.
Bruh, take that money that you be focused, take that money and just put it to somewhere that you like, you're going to get a return down the road, but a return on investment within yourself, because we're going to give you a transfer of information and knowledge. Information and knowledge is going to always be within you. That's what you're investing into.
And I'm not even saying this. We're not even saying this in order to push our services and our mentorship. We're saying this in general. You need to go pay somebody, go work with somebody. Like, there are a lot of awesome mentors out there, and we might not be the mentor for you.
Yeah.
We really might not be. And that's okay. But I want you to take this knowledge and go apply it to a mentor that's perfect for you, because not only do you have to have, like, not only should you value what that mentor is giving you, but also you have to be willing to have that bond, that relationship with that person. Like, we have a bond with all of our mentors, like, where we could still reach out to them today and still have that relationship. Like, we make sure every mentorship group we're in, we make sure we are the top mentee. We are the ones that's communicating with you the most. We showing up to all the meetings. We in your face. You know who we are. We're not the ones that's just gonna sit in the back.
Yeah.
And that's because we value having that. We understand that there is value in having that intimate relationship, that close relationship outside of business with your mentor, that shows them the type of person you are and the type of character that you have. So it's more than that.
It's more than that. Yep.
It's more than that. It's not just about us. Like, you should have that mentality with every mentor that you have.
Facts. That was something else I wanted to bring up too. A lot of these things that we've talked about is good stuff, but I realize a lot of things that the one thing that holds people back from striving for ownership or making that decision to jump, whatnot, is what? Fear.
Yeah.
Fear. So fear is going to always be there. If one thing does not happen, you're going to always be good. If you don't die. If you don't die from the decision you make, you good. But you have to put yourself in a position to figure things out. So let me explain what I mean by figure things out. Yeah, we are in grind season. We are entrepreneurship. We out here, right? So, and throughout that process, fear is going to always be there. But that should not be the reason why you should not do something or why you should stop doing something. That makes sense. It's going to always just give fear the respect that it deserves. Hey, yeah, I see you there. I know you there. Cool. I'm a human being with emotions.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it is what it is. As long as I don't die. All right. We here. But the beautiful thing is, in order to grow, you have to put yourselves in those necessary positions, right? You have to put yourself in that position to elevate. You have to, because if you're not in a abundant fear-based position, like entrepreneurship is kind of scary. Maybe fear is not the word. It's like a scary position. You're just going to stay stagnant.
I wanted to talk about the difference between fear and anxiety
Okay.
because I'm writing a book right now. Well, actually, I've already written the book. I just have to go back and read it and like do a what's the word?
Proofread.
Proofread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do that and like format it, but it will be out next week. So
Yeah.
it's coming. But either way, the difference between fear and anxiety, because a lot of people may say, oh, I'm scared, or this is a fear that I have, but it's really an anxiety. Fear is something that is immediate. It is a reaction, an instinct type reaction that happens when we are afraid. Like something pops out at us, it's that fight or flight type reaction. That's fear. You cannot control fear. Fear was put into place in order to protect us. Anxiety, however, is what you are feeling because you're afraid of something, a future that may or may not happen. That's anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion. Emotions can be controlled. Fear, you cannot control that. Anxiety, which is an emotion, you can control that. And how do you control your anxiety? What I talked about earlier, focusing on the things that feel good. Yes, there is a possibility that you may fail. Yes, there is a possibility that things might go wrong. That is a fact. That is a possibility, yes. But why are you focusing on things, even if they are true? Why are you focusing on the things that hurt you? If those truths make you anxious, if they make you quote unquote fearful or scared, why are you focusing on them? Because, of course, you focus on, or what you attract is what you focus on. Your thoughts become your reality. So if you continue to focus on the things that make you anxious, all you're going to do is attract those situations that you're anxious about. The best thing that you can do is focus on the things that make you happy, the possibilities that make you happy, those desires. You cannot let go of those desires. You cannot get rid of those desires. So the best thing that you can do is just focus on them. Give all of your energy, all of your attention to those desires, and then those things will attract to you.
Major bars. And to add on to that, another solution to getting the anxiety under control is being mindful of what you're giving your attention to, and also who you're associating with, because words are powerful. The things that you see influence your thoughts, and it evokes a certain emotion out of you as well. So as you're on that journey, it's like, okay, if you're talking to people that you can just listen to their words, if they're speaking like an anxiety type vibe words, it's going to rub off on you, and then it's going to affect you. Also, like the things that you're watching, you have to be mindful. So cut it off. People, they say, I try, or I can't do this, or you better be careful. You gone, bro. We cannot afford to be associated with those type of people. It doesn't mean that we don't love y'all, but you just don't know that you are a negative person to us, and we have to do what's best for us by just cutting it off for the sake of our future.
One thing that everyone was saying last night at Friendsgiving is that we have some dope friends. We only keep people, there was nothing but high vibrations in there.
Major blessing.
Nothing but good energy, just value, like love. It was just beautiful in there. And it's because we make it a point. We pride ourselves in the fact that we only surround ourselves with good people. Only. And like I said, it's a big point that a lot of those people in those rooms, like when I was having individual conversations with people, they were telling me, oh, I quit my job, or, oh, my last day is this day, or, oh, I own this business and it's going well. We surround ourselves with people who are doing what we are doing. And that's what keeps us elevated. I don't get drained from spending time with our friends. That fueled me. And that fueled everybody else. Like we said, we needed this.
We needed that, yeah.
Because we know that everybody in that room went on no BS. That's important.
Yep, very important. So be mindful of your environment. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Real spill, bro.
Yeah. So, anything else that you would like to add?
Nah, other than ownership is the thing. Ownership is the wave.
Ownership is the word of the day.
One source of income is close to zero. Wake up, it's okay to be to experience fear, and anxiety is a real thing, but you know what you got to do to negate that. Be mindful what you tune into, because what you tune into, you turn into. Shout out to a guy that I watch. He's very impactful in my life, Nehemiah Davis. Cold blooded. What you tune into, you turn into. Where your energy goes, where your attention goes, your energy flows. I know it's like a rhyme, but that's real things. Like,
it's the truth.
put it on your wall. Be mindful. And yeah,
Be
get out here.
mindful.
You got one life to live. Let's get it. Jump.
All right. Well, this mini-sode turned into a full-blown episode. It's been an hour. It's been over an hour. Sorry, we get into. I'm not even sorry. I still feel like we should do two.
Yeah.
But either way, this mini-sode turned into a full-blown episode. But I feel like it was a lot of value.
Yeah.
I feel it's a lot of value. So, as you guys know, wrapping it up, I'm Nia. This is my handsome fiance. Y'all see that ring? It's glistening. See, see, see. Anyway, this is my
Let
handsome.
them know, baby. Let them know. Let them know. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Jamal. His name is Jamal.
What's up, people?
You guys know everything that we offer. If you don't, rewind it. But yeah, reach out to us. I'm at by Nia Love on Instagram. He is at Jsco the producer. And if you go on TikTok, we have a couple's TikTok now.
Hey.
We do. I forgot the TikTok name that fast. Hold on, let me load it.
Jamal and Nia?
Yeah, it's literally Jamal and Nia. Jamal ANDNIA. Jamal and Nia on TikTok. Please go follow us. We are in the beginning stages of doing our couples TikTok. So yeah. And our websites, Manifested Period. We are actually, I'm doing that this week as well. Gosh, I have a lot to do this week. So my old website, Love the Hope Dealer, is no longer existent. It will be soon. That's going to be the platform that my book will be posted on, but it doesn't exist right now until the book is out there. But just saying, now the merch is on manifestedperiod.com. Also, if you want some Black and Abundant merch, I'm going to be building the website within the next day or so, the next day or two, and that will be at blackandabundant.com or blackandabundantpodcast.com. We're going to see. Yeah. But just check us out on Instagram. We'll keep you posted. And then also, if you need anything business-wise, credit repair, business formation, head over to Jsco Capital and to book a consultation with us regarding credit, regarding business, whatever you need. That's just a quick way to hop on the phone with us.
Most definitely. And to add on to that, a lot of y'all just need mindset shifts. Y'all need mindset game. That's the real thing. And yeah, we'll give you strategic strategies and plays, but majority of it is really mindset.
Yeah.
And you need to challenge yourself by paying. Like, give your money away with the expectation that you're going to receive in return, whether that be in the form of like financial return, but just in who you are.
Yeah.
Like, just who you are just need personal to be elevated, personal development. And some of you may feel stuck right now. And I'm telling you, one way to get unstuck is invest in something. Invest into a mentor, go to a seminar, go buy a book. Shut the TV off. Delete the games off your phone. Something like, you need structure. You need to hyper focus, and so you can read. Your energy is too spread. Let's streamline the energy and put it towards you, so that you can hunker down and elevate yourself. I know you're tired of being stuck, bro.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
That was the worst period of my life.
So let's get unstuck, man. Let's go. Come on.
Also, if you really want to tap in with Jamal every single day and other kings who are elevating themselves and just getting game, Jamal has been getting raving reviews of how much his book club, his Kings Only book club, has been impacting the lives of other men and just taking them to the next level in their day-to-day. So if you really, really want that mindset and you are a king who is looking to lead himself and his family to victory, to success, to abundance, then you need to tap into Jamal's Kings Only book club.
Thank you.
So go DM him on Instagram at Jsco the producer. Do not forget to DM him and ask him, can I join the book club, or send me the link to the book club so I
Yeah.
can join. They meet every single weekday.
Yeah. Personally DM me and I hook y'all up. Going at some point we're gonna have numbers that our audience can text.
Oh, that'd be so dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on that.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. That's
That's such a
either
good
by
idea.
next episode or somewhere soon we're gonna have like text such and such to this number.
And then you can join our
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah, we're gonna get that popping.
You see why I love this man. And see why you need to tap in with him. He's so fine and brilliant. Anyway, until next time. Actually, this is only the first episode. So now that you watch this one, go watch the
Go
next
watch the
one.
next one.
Go watch the next one. So we love you guys. We'll see you in a minute.